I am a 32-year-old female and my husband who is 36 male. He has become a robot, and I don't know how to help him. The title sounds insane, but here I go. We've been married for 6 years and have 2 kids. I'm pregnant with a third. My husband has a structured routine. He works from 9 to 5, comes home to take care of his chores, spends quality time playing with our 2 kids, converses with me, and then gets ready for a good night's sleep. However, I've noticed that he doesn't seem to savor these moments fully. It's as if everything feels like a massive chore to him. He used to be this goofy guy who smiled and told jokes all the time, but I haven't seen the man smile in months. It's not like he's neglecting his duties as a husband and father, but he acts like it's just that, duties. Like hanging with the kids and me as a second job. I'm grateful for all he's doing, and he makes all of our lives so much easier, but it's like he's constantly on the clock and I think he might be depressed. I asked him how he was doing and he said he was fantastic, but I could tell he wasn't feeling that way. It seemed like he was just using the same response he gives to customers at work when they ask how he's doing. He doesn't take any time for himself. He doesn't take any breaks, he stops playing games and stops watching TV. He just does what I feel he thinks needs to be done and I don't know how to help him out. Our sex life has become one-sided. We do it frequently but only because I initiate frequently. Even if he doesn't seem in the mood he'll do it. Like it's his responsibility to make me happy. It feels like he isn't there in the moment, like his mind is wandering the whole time we're intimate, and that, to me, feels worse than getting rejected. I don't know what's going on, and I don't know how to help because he won't let me in. To anybody else, he seems fine, but I know something is wrong and I don't know how to fix this. I miss my husband. It's difficult for me because the person I used to know was so expressive and full of life, always making jokes and complaining about things. But now, he seems like a completely different person, almost robotic. It's like he's just a shell of his former self. Edit. Alright, wow. I didn't expect this to blow up. I want to thank you all for your advice, I appreciate it. It's clear to me now that my husband is overworked and burnt out. He comes home from work in a couple hours and I'm going to sit him down and talk to him. I'm going to tell him how I feel, and I hope that together we can find a solution that turns him back into the man he once was. I'm sorry if wasn't able to respond to everyone, but I want you all to know I read every comment and response. Update. My 32F husband, 36M, became a robot and I don't know how to help him. Hey everybody, here's the update. I wrote this a couple of days ago but couldn't post it because it was too soon. My husband came home at around 6 o'clock, and after he had something to eat I took him to the bedroom to talk. I sat him down on the bed and told him I was worried about him. I didn't know exactly how to phrase my worries, so I just showed him my original post. When he finished reading the post he started crying, like full-on crying. In all the years that I have known this man, I have never seen a tear roll down his eye. I held him for a few minutes until he could recompose himself, and he told me everything. He mentioned that the world is in a tough spot at the moment, and he feels anxious about bringing a child into such a stressful time. He said when I became pregnant he felt he had to step up. He needed to take care of things because it was his responsibility. He said that the weight of carrying the family was so much harder than he anticipated, so he thought if he doubled down, he could get through it. But the more he tried, the darker the tunnel got, and eventually he couldn't see an end. He said that he feels like he's constantly drowning, and the only breath of fresh air is on the car ride between home and work. He said that sometimes the stress is so much that he throws up, but doesn't tell anyone and instead keeps going with his day. He then pulled out a pack of gum from his pocket and said, this was for when it happens. I asked him why he couldn't tell me any of this, and he said he didn't want to burden me with the truth. He said that he thought if he told me everything, that I would stop seeing him as a protector and provider, and that I would inevitably stop loving him. Hearing him say that brought tears to my eyes because I didn't know where he got the notion I would feel that way. I asked him if he wanted to quit his job, but surprisingly he said the job doesn't bother him. He said the work in itself was fine. It's just now he feels an added weight to provide because not only was he fortunate enough to keep his job during the pandemic, but we also had a kid on the way. He mentioned that sometimes he feels like escaping to a tropical island for a week without telling anyone. But then he feels guilty and ends up working even harder. I told him that maybe he should go on a trip. I said that he deserved a break, and maybe if he did exactly that he'd feel better. He tried to protest, but I insisted. In the end said that he'd only go if we went together. Like a romantic getaway between spouses. Once things start to clear up and before the baby is due, he wants to take a week off from work, drop the kids off at grandma's house, and have us go on a vacation. Just the two of us, like we used to when we first got married. He also said he wants to take the day off tomorrow and just sleep in, so that's the plan. I'll call his boss tomorrow and say that he's sick and can't come in. It's not like they'll make a sick man come to work. There's a pandemic going on, smiley face. Right now he's playing with the kids and it doesn't feel like he's doing one of his chores. He seems to be enjoying himself. For the first time in months, I don't see the robot, I see my husband. Edit. Hey everyone, I want to thank you all for the support. I read all of your comments, and I appreciate all of you. I'm surprised by how much attention this is getting, so I'd like to explain some things. First things first, my husband says hi. I wanted to clarify about the chores people are talking about. I want to say that I know as a son the bulk of chores go to me. I cook and clean and do laundry because I know it's my responsibility. My husband's only chores are doing dishes, vacuuming every 3 days, and a few other house maintenance stuff. I did tell my husband's workplace that he was sick, but I mentioned that he had a migraine. I looked it up online and found out that a migraine by itself isn't a common symptom of COVID. His boss was understanding and said he could return to work when he's feeling better. The pregnancy wasn't an accident. We both did want to have 3 kids because we were both raised in 3-kid families. We actively tried for the first 2, but for baby number 3 it was kind of an, if it happens kind of thing. We're both happy with the amount of kids we will have and are hopefully done. We are not considering abortion or adoption. We realize that a 1-week vacation isn't enough to get rid of his stress and are both trying to come up with a solution that alleviates his stress more sustainably. Right now we're thinking about setting up an hour or 2 a day that's daddy's time. No kids, no me, no work. Just for him to relax. To those of you who think this is fake, there isn't any way I can change your minds about this situation, so I'm not too bothered. I just hope this never happens to you guys. You all have been supportive and a wonderful bunch of people. I think we can get through this, and it wouldn't have been possible without you guys. I'm not going to reply to comments because, like last time, it's an overwhelming amount. But just know I'm reading these as they come in. Hello everyone, your support means the world to me. Please consider subscribing to the YouTube channel and turning on notifications to stay updated on our latest content. Thank you so much for your support and I can't wait to see you in the next video.